Should you take insurance, and how does it factor into your plans to grow a cash pay business, or at least a virtual business? In today's video, I will be covering this topic with my new peppy, Hamilton. Say hi, Hamilton. My name is Libby Rothschild. I'm the founder of Dietitian Boss. I created a proprietary process called the Dietitian Boss method that walks you through from 0 to 6 figures all the way up until 7 figures so that you can start and grow a private practice online and make the money that you intend to make while working less hours in your business. And I show you exactly how step by step. So make sure to stay tuned and subscribe to our channel, and then make sure to watch out every Tuesday for new videos that we upload that walk you through how to start and grow a successful dietitian private practice. So he is loud if I put him down, and he is nice and quiet if I hold him. So you're going to get to see him for today's video, and next time I might take him to doggy daycare when I'm filming. So the first question is, does insurance pay for you to see a dietitian? And if you didn't know, now you know. The answer is yes. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has robust resources on this topic that you can find from the Academy website, so you can search and learn a little bit more about what this looks like. Now, I am speaking of America, so depending on other countries, you're going to have to check, because we do have dietitians that live and operate in several different countries, including Australia and Canada and all over the Middle East. So you're going to have to check and see what the policy is for your territory. This video will be speaking mostly of American insurance. Maybe you're wondering, how are dietitians reimbursed? Dietitians are considered fee-for-service providers, meaning that they provide a service and then later they're reimbursed for their time. Now, this process includes a fee schedule and lots of details and fine print that you'll learn about if you do choose this route, and then you follow all your paperwork and cross your T's and dot your I's. Maybe you're wondering, how do I bill a dietitian service? Now, this information is based on the American medical coding. Licensed dietitians, they can bill for codes S9470, 97802, and a couple others for diagnoses. Maybe you're wondering, well, what are the pros and cons of taking insurance? And the pros are pretty obvious. The great thing about insurance is that you don't really have to market. So the marketing is a lot less than if you do cash pay. So what I mean by that is, when you apply with a provider or credentialed to take insurance, you can set up relationships with doctors, and that's an easier way for you to have a system to get clients. And that's pretty seamless. So in that case, that's a huge pro. There's a lot of work taken out, where in cash pay, you can't just set up your offer and you're good to go, where insurance, that pretty much is the case. Once you work with providers, a lot of the legwork is done, where in cash pay, that there's a lot more steps. The other pro is that when you build relationships with doctors for insurance, they can then regularly send you clients under that specific insurance provider. So again, you've got a system going on for your business, and that's pretty cool. And it takes away a lot of the stress of you having to focus on lead generation, which means, how do you get clients, right? And that's a really big piece of creating a cash pay business. Also, insurance is a great way to supplement your income. Maybe you're working a clinical job, or you decide you want to skip clinical and you want to start taking insurance. It can be a great way to build up your business, whether you decide to do it full time, or you decide to do it part time, or you decide to have it be one of your many revenue streams. It can be a viable option that many dietitians use. In fact, the 8% of dietitians that own a business, I'd say it's pretty fair to say most of them are insurance. Fewer of them are online business or fully cash pay, although our business is trying to change that. There's a lot of opportunities, and insurance is not going away anytime soon. The cons of taking insurance can include inconsistent revenues, and that has to do with the payout. So remember, it's a fee for service. So you get paid later, you do the service now and get paid later. And the consistencies or inconsistencies of when you're paid out can be a little troubling if you're looking to get a great sense of your accounting. It can also be a little bit laborious to have to keep track. That being said, there's pros and cons with every single type of business that you will decide that you want to embark upon. You also can't bill for your time outside of the session, so that can be really frustrating if you have a lot of work outside the session. That's not anything that you can get paid for. And you need admin help. And let me just preface this by saying every business needs admin help. So I want to preface this con by saying every single type of business needs admin. The difference with insurance admin is that there's a little more complexity. So with insurance, you're going to have the admin and processes for the admin that are developed for different insurance providers. And the process for admin with insurance is more complicated. So you're going to have a lot of paperwork. It could be that you have a specialist for insurance or your training office manager. If you were to compare that to the online business world, you can streamline a lot of processes with admin and create automations for self-pay, where insurance, there's a lot more steps and perhaps a little more red tape. So maybe you're wondering, is taking insurance as a dietitian worth it? In some cases, dietitians do prefer to use private pay because there's a little bit less legwork. Again, I had mentioned you have to apply with the providers and then it's a fee for service, you get paid later. So there's definitely some pros and cons with choosing insurance over a cash pay model. So some people say, I don't want all that paperwork, I'm going to do cash pay instead. That being said, you can also integrate and you can do cash pay and insurance. Now, I've changed my tune on insurance because in my previous work in the company, I've said I wasn't a fan. And that is largely because I don't like that in an insurance model, you get paid out later. I also don't like that it causes a lot more admin and headache, and it can be harder and challenging to manage. That con to me is unattractive because automation is the future, and having the more control over your business when you choose cash pay is ideal. That doesn't mean that you can't leverage both or you can't go from insurance to cash pay like many of our clients have. So it's really up to you to decide about the pros and cons and what avenue you want to choose. That being said, every business has some types of headaches involved, and it's a matter of you deciding what feels right to you, and it's your business, and you can design it however you wish. So again, insurance helps you market because it's really a lot easier for you to get a client once you are, accredited or whatever, you work with insurance panels versus with cash pay. You can't just set up your offer on your website and you're good to go. There's a lot more steps that are required with cash pay, but the benefit is that you have a lot more control with cash pay. You can automate a lot more with cash pay. So just keep in mind there are pros and cons of both. And also, training wheels can be really helpful. So if you're looking at insurance as a revenue stream and an option you want to explore, and you don't know if you're going to stick with it long term or not, but it's something that you want to add to your rotation, that can be a great way for you to build your skills as a dietitian entrepreneur. So keep in mind that there's a lot of different options to make money, and insurance is a very popular option that dietitians have been using for quite some time. And if it's something that you want to use in your practice or your group practice model, it has its pros and cons. So I hope this video was helpful in breaking those down. Now, if you want to hear more stories about dietitians making money, and even those that have used an insurance model and then added cash pay, whether they decide to quit insurance or keep both, I want you to check out the video that is airing on screen. We'll see you next time.